Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here. We got a new video. Today we're gonna talk about something interesting, and that is how much do you have to win in a fighting game to win the set. What is the best length for a set for the win to feel definitive and to feel quote-unquote right. Recently I saw this tweet by Aaron Damak, and warning, the language here is kinda aggressive, right? This is a hot take if I ever saw one. But yes, they were talking about first to twos versus first to three, especially for like tournaments, and how it seems like all of the top players will always want to play a first to three, and how that first to two is only favored usually by the tournament organizers. This is because of the tournament runtime, so that makes sense, and the randoms, right? And now if you're good, you should always prefer first to three. Now the wording here, as I said, is pretty aggressive because I don't think it have anything to do with being good or bad, but there are some merits to first to two and there are some merits to first to three, right? Now you will not typically run like a first to 5, first to 10, deathmatch, whatever, for like every tournament matches or every ranked matches. So first to 2, first to 3, this is the sane range. This is where we will likely run our games between, right? So I think both of these have merits. Personally, I don't think it makes that much of a difference for me. Like if you're asking me like what is my preference, I will say it depends on who I'm playing, right? Because I usually actually play a long set character and a short set character. I'll get into it, right? The thing about first to three, what makes it quote-unquote more favorable to players is that you're playing for longer. You have to win 3 games to win the set. So you have more time to read your opponent, you have more time to come up with counter strategy, you are less likely to get randomed out. There are some merits there to the first to 3 format. It is typically for better or worse the more stable format. And I want to highlight or worse, because stability, although is actually somewhat good for the players, well, it's not always good. Here's the thing about the first to 3 format. You have to win 3 times, right? This is the good thing about it, but this is also the bad thing, because when we're talking about player matchups and player A having to fight player B, yes, their skills, their ability to adapt and all of that is there, but also you have to think about the matchup. The character matchup. Let's say for example we have a Zangief, or no, scratch that. Let me talk about my characters. Let's say we have a Manon, right? I play Manon, and I believe Juri is an awful matchup. It is trash. It's awful. If you ask me, Mura, would you like to beat Juri 2 times to win the set, or would you like to beat her 3 times? Hell, I will say give me a first to 1. I don't want to deal with that under any circumstance, and that's what I'm talking about, right? The first to 3, although it gives you the player more abilities to adapt and get to know your opponent and not to get run. I get all of that. I get why it's so fancy and amazing, but at the same time, it also enforces the tier list and the matchup charts even more. A bad matchup that you can win twice isn't as bad as a bad matchup that you have to win 3 times, right? That is the point. Top players will likely play the stable top tier characters. Who's the character with the most qualified spots for Capcom Cup, right? We got Luke, very stable character. We're talking about Ken, very stable character. We're talking maybe JP, DJ, stable characters. Characters who don't have to take many risks to win, right? Yes, Street Fighter 6 as a game does have an element of randomness to it, and that can't be denied because of perfect parry. You saw the end of Street Fighter League, right? Angry Bird is just doing a crouching medium kick, got perfect parried. He had the match won. He got perfect parried because he dropped the combo, and he died, and he lost the set, and he lost Street Fighter League because of it. So the game does have a built-in random element, and when you add in like the characters that are very stable, that is about to get ironed out, right? Typically, if the set goes longer, the better player with a more stable game plan will win. But this also means that characters who have to overcome the bad matchups, they will have a hard time. They will have a hard time. And that's why I also am not the biggest fan of the round-robin formats either. Let's talk about something like Tobanga, right? Where it's typically like a group stage and you have to win like a round. You have a group to play in and it's a round-robin. That's very difficult. If I'm telling you, like, let's say you're a Zangief player, right? And I'm telling you, to win this tournament, you have to win 10 matches, right? Just 10 matches, 10 Street Fighter 6 games. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer if I tell you, you that Zangief player, I want you to win 30 matches to get the W? And yes, like, you will try your best regardless, but the shorter sets, the first two, give more room for upsets. Right? I know that players typically don't prefer upsets, and that is because, like I said, players want the more stable nature. We as human, we all want to feel secure, right? We all want to feel, all right, I'm secure, I'm good. I wanna have something that I know is reliable, so I want the first three. I want to play my Luke, the very stable, no risk character, no weakness. I want to play a long set so that I can adapt to my opponent. That is the human nature, right? But there are warriors out there who are playing the Manons, the Lilies, the Zangiefs, the character who consistently have to make reads and take risks. And these guys are heavily disadvantaged. The more matches they have to play, the longer the set goes, right? And that's why I remember back like a couple of years ago when I was on the show Sets, with Jammers and Biggie Capcom Sets, when we were talking about it, I said that I have Cody for short sets and I have Poison for long sets, and that's kind of the same deal with Street Fighter 6 right now. I'm playing DJ and I'm playing Manon. DJ is amazing if I just wanna play like a long set. If I'm playing 10 matches against you, I am playing DJ because you will have to deal with that drive rush for so much. I'm gonna overload your mental stack. But if we're just talking quick first two, where I can get in like couple of good berries, couple of like really good sequences with Manon, I can rob you. Also, DJ is amazing in a short set as well, but what I'm trying to say is the tier list is different. Bad matchups are much more prevalent in the longer set. Right? So I don't think there is something about being good that have to do with any of it. The only correlation between longer sets and players being good is that the good players, well, they will typically play the top stable characters, and that's it. Liking short set or liking long sets doesn't have anything to do with your skill level as a player, right? I would love to hear your thoughts about all of that. What do you think, right? Do you think it should always be first to 3? Let's make rank first to 3, let's make rank first to 2. What are your thoughts on the whole topic? I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, the Discord, the Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.